introduce yourself, tell us your name and what you do.
My name is Stanley Osi, and I do my best. Okay, let's take it again. My name is Stanley, and I work in marketing and communication for startups and venture capital. Okay, so a friend of mine introduced me to Maxim. She thought it was a good idea for me to get on board, and I was really open-minded about it. So I signed on, and they got the card delivered to me. Really cool, because they got the card delivered to me. Like, they came to my house and gave me the card. And a very funny, or not very funny, or rather something that really surprised me in all of it was the fact that the card was customized with my name and not my full name, my initials, SC. So everybody's card probably has their full name, but my card has SC, and it's the black card. So it's something like a status symbol. Whenever I try to use it, people are just looking at me some type of way. Okay, I think Maxim helps me be more intentional about my finance. So for the most part of it, I like using the card to cater for groceries and little bit of expenses. It makes me not go into the more serious account to use money. It just helps me put my finances in some kind of order. And it's also very good because it can serve as a last resort territory too. So there are times when I might need money for something and I do not have, and I do not want to spend from higher bulk of money. So I just go to the credit card to help me do it. So, and it also keeps me afloat pending salary till the time salary comes in. So I think a lot of these things have made me more intentional and it makes me not spend money the way I want. There's some kind of restraint and there's some kind of consciousness on where you get funds from and how you solve your problem with money. Okay, so there was this one time I needed to pay a friend for a favor. And I won't say I was tight, but I just did not want to go take money from elsewhere. So I just used the card to help me sort that problem out. It was like, you know, when you pay up someone and you don't feel it very much. That was the feeling, that was the instant, that was what I got. So that moment stood it was a very memorable moment for me, because when people pay debt, they get to feel it, but I didn't get to feel it at that point. Maybe probably at the beginning of the month or some other time of the month, but at that time I didn't get to feel it. Well, it's very possible. I think it's all about extending, or rather expanding, the credit pool that Maxim gives. There can be instances where Maxim could do a credit finance, could be the credit finance structure for house rent and whatnot. There are also instances when, I don't know, when you know this thing some startups do where they create a savings structure, a savings platform where you can actually save money for something. I think Maxim could imitate that and work with where we can actually fund or pay house rent or pay house a lot of these fees that comes with moving to a new house, agents and all that, where Maxim can produce credit structures for these fees to cater for this. I think there's a very large opportunity, but it will have to start with expanding the credit services that Maxim offers. And I really do think, I'm very optimistic that this is something that would happen in the future. Maybe not now, but I'm very certain that Maxim could actually leverage this and build on it. I recommend Maxim to them for sure. I think the more reason why I would is because it takes away that overthinking, that heavy headache of having to get money to spend on certain things. Maxim is very good to keep you afloat, especially in a time when you are being very calculative or quite dry. So I would recommend Maxim. Like I said, with Maxim, I'm more conscious of the things I spend money for. Usually you just take money, you just have maybe an expenses account and you take money from it and you sort out anything. But with Maxim, I know that I try to streamline it to the things that are very important and maybe very little. They are very consequential but quite little. So I'd recommend young people to leverage on it, young people that have jobs that pays them well, to leverage it. It will help.